Spartans, welcome back to Tyrant's Halo Infinite Legendary walkthrough. We are up to mission 4, the tower. Okay, once you scale this tower, you will be on to your next boss battle. Shakalaka boom, shakalaka boom!
No, it's Chock-Lock. It's an elite.
That's less fun. Whatever. Go get them, Spartans.
Hey, what's up everyone? It's the Tyrant here. Welcome back to my Halo Infinite Legendary walkthrough. Today we're doing Mission 4, entitled The Tower. Well, at least for part of the mission. About halfway through or so, the title becomes Recovery, hence the title of this video. So, as you can see, you first start out back at Outpost Tremonius. I showed you the locations of the first 2 Spartan Cores in the previous video. I'm going to show you the location of the third in case you're interested. It's right over here, just to the right and back from where you exit the structure. So now there are 3 Spartan Cores available in this area. You can pick them all up. I did advise you how to upgrade your cores in the previous video as well. And you can pick up battle rifle ammo here, as well as a battle rifle if you don't already have one. So I would highly recommend going into this next mission with a battle rifle. And of course, if you remember from the previous mission, we grabbed the Scorpion gun as well. But as I mentioned previously, I'm going to be keeping it as a back pocket weapon. I'm going to try not to spam it and only use it in certain scenarios, so that you don't, just in case you drop it on your own run, you don't necessarily have to rely on the Scorpion gun going forward for the walkthroughs. Although I will be primarily using it for boss battles and tougher enemies like hunters, enemies that annoy me like berserker brutes, and maybe occasionally for jackal marksmen / snipers as well. So I won't be using that for them for this mission, the snipers. There's only 2 of them, so we should be in pretty good shape here. But you have to admire the weapon's customer service skills. Having been in the industry in one form or another for over 20 years, she definitely has what it takes. Gotta give her credit for that. So this mission is essentially divided into 4 sections. 2 very small ones, and I'll say 2 small ones, 1 medium, 1 large. I sound like I'm ordering from McDonald's right now. So, essentially the largest portion, well, I'll go in order here. First part is getting to the tower itself. It's suggested to you that you do other objectives first. You do not need to. You can go straight to the tower once you drop from here. From there, you need to deal with the enemies at the base of the tower. This is going to be the longest section of the mission. There are tons of waves that you're going to need to deal with here, including berserker brutes, and at the very start, also 2 jackal snipers. So you're going to want to deal with those guys. From there, you're going to actually ascend to the tower itself. This is the third part. You're going to need to deal with those guys inside. This is what I consider the medium portion of it. You'll spend the bulk of this mission actually clearing out the bottom of the tower, but inside you'll spend a little bit of time trying to clear out the enemies. And then the final portion, of course, is the boss fight against Chock-Lock. So that is how this mission is divided up. From there, you can just cruise on into the next mission. So first of all, you can follow the path that I take here. You don't have to if you want. If you don't want to, there are other, objectives here you could do if you chose. But I'm going to show you just how to get straight away to the tower. So we're just going to follow this cliff line here. Just as a reminder, I've already upgraded my grapple shot from the Spartan Cores that we got in the previous mission. So we have our electro grapple shot, and we have upgraded our shields once. That should help you a little bit here. And also, I'm keeping 1 in my back pocket for the threat sensor upgrade. Now, there are 2 Spartan Cores in this mission as well. I'm going to show you those locations. Well, there's one at the base of the tower I already picked up in a previous attempt on this mission, but it's off over there. It's near where the Marines are inside the tower structure, inside the walls. Not inside the tower itself. There is one up there too, but beneath the tower on the outside, there is a Spartan Core on the ground level near where a second group of Marines are being held hostage that you can rescue. So there's one there too. Again, just to sort of reiterate, I would highly recommend your first upgrades being first electro grapple shot, obviously voltage. Then secondly, you can choose to upgrade your shields if you want to. And then finally, it takes two Spartan cores to upgrade to reducing the grapple shot by 40% in terms of recharge ability, which I highly recommend. After that, it's pretty much up to you. I would highly recommend working on upgrading your shield. If you want to upgrade the sensor more, you can do that as well. In terms of the drop or the drop shield, the name escapes me for a second here, but the drop shield or the thruster, that's completely up to you. Neither one you're probably going to use very much. So grappling up here, our first objective is go ahead and get above this location where there's going to be about 3 grunts. Just so they don't pick you off while you're battling the enemies on the path leading up to the tower itself. These guys are very easy to pick off. You can melee them if you want to. You can just blast them with your battle rifle. You can get plenty of ammo here, so really it's completely up to you. So these are the grunts right over here. Whoop. Come here. There we go. Got you. I got you. I'm sorry, I can't remember everybody's names. Hats off, you know that reference, by the way. Okay, so those 3 are down, so you can use this as a vantage point to take out the grunts over here, as well as the brute. You can also free the Marines that are just behind that. See that core right there? You can go ahead and free those 2 Marines right now. And so there are 2 groups of Marines here, one there and then one inside, like I mentioned earlier, where the Spartan Core is. Are they going to make a huge difference? Well, I mean, they kind of do, because at the very least, they might not help you a lot in terms of killing enemies, but at the very least, they take the attention off of you, or at least help in doing so. So we're going to take out this Grunt Ultra over here, this other Grunt, and now we've got some Marines to help us. So at the very least, you do have a distraction, and that can help you immensely. You can swap weapons with them if you want. If you come across a heavier weapon you want to give them, that might upgrade their ability to actually kill enemies. So that's completely up to you. Personally, I mostly just use them as a distraction, and they actually can last for a while. So with that brute out of the way and all these other enemies in front of the tower gate, obviously you could, just grapple over it, but again, I would recommend taking your Marines with you. You can refill up on ammo there. That's how you deactivate the gate. And from here, you're going to have a few enemies between you and this little alleyway. Shielded Jackals come first. There are going to be a couple of brutes that come forward as well. You can make pretty short work of them. They're not armored or shielded or anything like that. So, just a couple of headshots should do the trick. You'll have some grunts ahead. There are going to be a couple of shielded brutes that do attack you. They will approach from different sides. I would just recommend for now staying in this area and clearing out as many enemies as you can. Now there are two Jackal snipers. One is on that upper far left tower, and the other is, you can kind of see it in my reticle here, over on the right hand side. There's another Jackal sniper over there. So you are going to want to make those guys a priority. But again, just clear this area out first. They can't really hit you from here, so you should be fine. Once you feel safe, you can go ahead and rush both towers, and that's what I would highly recommend that you do. So just wait for the enemies that are going to charge you. Take care of them first. That group of Marines, by the way, is over there just over those crates. And also a Spartan Core is not too far from them as well. And I would definitely highly recommend, collecting as many Spartan Cores as you can. Again, in terms of upgrading the grapple shot, past the 40% mark, it's up to you. It depends on your combat style. Side note here, there are enemies on top of those areas on either side of that path that we just came from. They shouldn't be a huge threat to you. You can take them out if you want. It just, again, it depends on how much of a nuisance they are to you. So we're going to rush this first Jackal Sniper over here on the left-hand side. Don't know what happened to him. Maybe he fell. Okay. So whatever the case, there's usually one there, and there's one up here too. There we go. Okay, so we don't have to worry about the snipers anymore. So we're going to take out these guys on the platform over here. There should be one shielded brute. There he is. He's got a shotgun. So take this guy out. And then this one over... Oh, careful. So we're going to take this guy out along with the grunt. And looks like we've got a turret over there as well. Whoop. Jumped a little bit too short there. Our Marines are taking cover, I see. And there's the second group right here. Again, the other Spartan Core is near them. You can do a little exploration if you want. I'm sure there are videos online as well. And there is the boss we'll be fighting later, Chaklak. So you have a refill crate here you can use for your battle rifle. Like I said, again, I'm trying to avoid using the Scorpion gun as much as I can. Dude, you probably don't want to use a rocket launcher in close quarters. But to each their own, I guess.
He seems confident.
Yes, he does, but fortunately, it's
So we're going to head back up.
lockdown triggered. There was a power spike in what I presume was a security building.
And
I've marked it on the
so basically at this point, you have to hit that switch, and what ends up happening is more groups of enemies spawn, including a pack of Berserker Brutes. These are the ones you're going to have to look out for, and yes, I'm going to cheese them with a Scorpion gun because I hate them. I hate them very much. Berserker Brutes just make me angry. I have, what can I say? I have conservatory PTSD from that battle with the skimmers that also include a pair of Berserker Brutes. And they screwed me over many a time.
The lockdown is controlled.
So again, just take out any enemies that are aggressive here. And you can always grapple back to that little alleyway for cover. It's very useful. We have a grunt just standing. Whoa! Okay, rocket launcher. Yep. At least he got out of the room, so I'll give him credit for that. Oh, hi, rocket launcher. Okay, so now we're going to enter the structure and flip the switch. Just FYI, there are two shielded brutes at the top level guarding the switch. Both have shotguns, so be very aware of that. And also keep a very close eye on your radar here. Oh, this guy looks like he fell from the top. Not the smartest move, but thank you, Marines, for helping me out here. Just keep an eye on the Marine with the rocket launcher. They do tend to kill themselves sometimes. Okay, so we should have one left up here. There he is. I'm going to just blast him with my battle rifle. Again, trying to use the Scorpion gun very sparingly here. And we're going to go ahead and flip the switch. And activate the next wave of enemies. Once this next wave is cleared out, you'll be able to ascend into the tower itself.
Oh,
What is it?
this place is an interrogation facility.
And in the comment section below, just out of curiosity, I've heard it pronounced both ways. Is it Chaklak or Chocklock?
Not good.
Chrissy says one thing. I'm not sure. I've heard it pronounced both ways at this point, so you can always let me know. Chack or Chalk?
Going to need to manually
All right, so again, once you hit the switch, retreat back to this little valley right here.
holding facility. Prisoners are captured.
And that trio of Berserker Brutes is going to drop. Just go ahead. Oh, God, poor Marine. Oh, he's coming. Take him out. So the Scorpion Blast does not affect you, but it looks like it can actually affect Marines. So I'm pretty sure at this point all of our Marines are not around anymore. So just keep that in mind, that you no longer have that distraction to keep enemies off of you. So next step is to hit that switch over there on the far right. But again, just be very wary of enemies. Keep an eye out on your radar. That is very important. I would not recommend using fusion coils here, simply because, yes, they're great and all for certain scenarios, but just remember that not only can they shoot them in midair, the enemies, well, the Banish can shoot them in midair when you try to throw them at them, and of course this can affect you as well, if not kill you. They can also shoot them out of your hand. So we're going to trigger this response here from the Banish, just so we can get sort of a waypoint. We have a Brute with a Ravager. Again, not a problem. We've got a battle rifle, and we also have... Actually, I can probably make do with this. Just be quick about it. Did it work? Alright, so there we go. You can use fusion coils if you feel very confident. Just be very careful with how you use them. I've had it happen before where they've been shot out of midair, like it's the second that I launched them. But as you can see, it was pretty much pointless there. I could just as easily headshot that Brute from a distance. Battle rifle is king right now. Which is funny, because my first playthrough, it was pretty much primarily the Mangler and the Pulse Carbine. I still say Pulse Carbine is still extremely overpowered, probably the best weapon in the game, but it's also nice to have the battle rifle as a primary kinetic weapon. Mangler is a good secondary one, though. Oh, there he is. Hold on. Another shielded Brute. Again, shotgun. Nothing big from that distance. So there he is. Oh, he's a good jumper. Monkey. So we're going to go ahead and take this guy out real quick. Oh, be very careful. Spike grenades do have a little bit of a blast radius there. And once you're confident that you're safe, go ahead and make sure you're full on ammo, and then you can go ahead and activate the switch.
Remember, we can't get up.
Alright, so we're going to grapple back up here. And at this point, the gravity lift should be back online. Just have to wait a moment. And we do have more enemies on the way, but you can just jump up there if you would like. There we go. It just takes it a little bit of time, and they do that on purpose so they can throw more enemies at you. I'm going to see if we can jump up there and avoid that Ravager Brute. There we go. They should not follow you up unless they're in extremely close proximity. So here is your next... Come on. Spartan Core. This is the threat sensor. And this is going to come in handy for at least two bosses, one being the one you're about to face, the other being the Blade Master, the third to last boss? Yes, because it's Blade Master, Eshram, and the Harbinger. So third to last boss on the mission House of Reckoning. There are also several invisible elites that you are going to encounter along the way. Some not towards the end, but towards the end of the game. So you'll encounter some stealth elites. And you're also, when you get towards the end of the game, go ahead and upgrade your threat sensor with that spare Spartan Core, by the way. That'll help you a lot for the boss battle. And be aware of this guy. There we go. So, lost my train of thought for a second there. Essentially, the higher ranking elites, more specifically ultras and zealots or generals, once they've taken enough damage from you, they will cloak themselves, so they can turn invisible as well. So not just the stealth elites or special ops elites, but also the ultras and generals can potentially be a threat and will require the threat sensor to be able to take them out more efficiently. So now that we're inside the tower, this is the medium part of the mission. This takes a little bit longer. Just be aware these corridors are very tight. Just take them, bit by bit. You do have ammo refill stations here. And there is another Spartan Core up here as well. I'm going to show you exactly where that is. And by the way, yes, I used that because, as I mentioned earlier, screw Berserker Brutes. Do not trust those guys. And if they get close, definitely hit them with a Scorpion gun. Because, again, the Scorpion gun blast does not damage you, but it does damage everyone else. So you can hit something at point-blank range with it and still be fine. But again, like I said, I'm trying to use this as sparingly as possible and relying on other weapons just for people who would prefer not to have to worry about losing the Scorpion gun or anything like that. And just to reiterate, I am doing a 2.0 walkthrough for Legendary once selectable missions become a thing. That will not include the Scorpion gun at all. Obviously, if you're selecting a mission outside of Outpost Harmonious, you're not going to be able to have it. So that's the reason for that. Alright, I'm just going to take this guy out real quick because he's annoying me. And we got some grunts here. They do come at you of both directions, which is why I took that guy out with the Scorpion gun first. So I didn't get blindsided. Well, not blindsided, but flanked. Because this is a very circular area right here. So again, just hang back as long as you need to. It's mostly brutes and grunts here. You're going to encounter a couple of jackals as well. Or I should say you may encounter a couple of jackals as well. So now we're just checking our radar. Oh, there's a shielded one. Battle rifle, once again, is king. Love the battle rifle in Halo Infinite, by the way. Best version of the battle rifle I've seen since Halo 3. Oh, and we have an elite. I'm going to go ahead and... Okay, there we go. See, didn't even need a plasma weapon against him. It does help to use the pulse carbine. I did not have one available at the time. We do have a shielded grunt over here, so just be a little extra careful. More specifically, a grunt ultra. This guy is very grenade happy right now. And it looks like we have a couple of enemies left. Wow. I don't have the catch skull on. Is the catch skull in this game? I think it is. I haven't collected all the skulls yet, by the way. The only skull that I've collected, as you saw in my full campaign and cutscenes video, is Bandana. And as you also know, I'm not using Bandana for my Legendary walkthrough. I don't think that should be a prerequisite for using my Legendary walkthrough. But you do have the option to if you would choose. Okay, so here's the other Spartan Core right over here. So you can choose to upgrade your grapple shot now, if you would like, now that we've already upgraded the threat sensor. And so we're going to go ahead and we have 2 available. Well, like I said, I already upgraded my... Okay, I did not upgrade the threat sensor yet. Alright, so I went ahead and upgraded the threat sensor there. And I also am already up to the third tier of the grapple shot as well. So that's where you should be right about now. Third tier grapple shot, I'm sorry. Second tier shields, I would recommend, and second tier threat sensor. As far as the grapple shot's concerned, ground pound depends on just your overall, combat form. If you prefer close or far away, I prefer far away. Anyway, going into this, switch to your tank gun. That's what I recommend first. Make sure you have the threat sensor equipped. Grenades aren't really going to matter. Obviously, plasma's the best, or dynamo. Well, dynamo I don't think really has much of an effect on bosses, or any effect really. So plasma's probably the best. But from here, again, make sure you got the tank gun active, the scorpion gun as I call it. And then you should be good to go. What I've noticed with the boss fights, generally speaking, is they always seem to appear right in front of your reticle as soon as the cutscene ends. So you should be able to blast them right away. So deploy your threat sensor. So now we can see where he is, and because of the upgrade, it has a much wider field.
The wall's retracted. Watch your back. He could come from anywhere.
And now we're going to go ahead and just blast him with the scorpion gun. And just be careful to dodge his attacks. Deploy the threat sensor again as necessary. But I can see where he is. And he is down for the count. And that is the tower/recovery on legendary difficulty. So hopefully this helped you out with the mission. Hopefully this helped you conquer the mission easily.
Okay. Be ready. I'm going to.
And then now we're heading next to excavation site. So I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions about this in the comment section below. Again, I hope it helped you out. And I want to take a moment to thank you very much for taking the time out of your busy day to sit down and watch this video. I really do hope that you enjoyed it and that it benefited you. And I hope you consider subscribing for more great content right here on the channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you all have an absolutely wonderful day. I'll catch you all right back here next time. And as always, I'm the Tyrant, signing off.